Good afternoon. How are you doing? Is your Monday going as you planned? And what is to blame for that? Is it going the way that you planned it to go, or do you need to make a couple adjustments? Maybe this live is the adjustment that you need to make. My name is Lisa Dublin. Welcome to Basement Chronicles Live. You guys, it's always like the thing that I want to speak about and prepare for at some point. It just seems just not to be the thing I want to talk about. So if you wherever you are, let me know that you can hear me. I have this. This is for Instagram, so you can head over to Instagram at Lisa M Dublin and follow me there. I think the audio there is going there. So hi everybody, welcome. I haven't been on in a little while, so frankly, I think you probably are accustomed to me by now. What I've been doing, however, is good stuff. I've been writing and I have about to publish a novella. A novella is a little shorter than well, a lot shorter than a novel. Okay, it's like 20,000 to 50,000 words. Anything above 50,000 is considered novel territory. But I'm writing novellas. I'm starting there, and this novella is called "Good Girl Gone Wife," and it's part of a series that I call Kindle a Burning. I They say that you should always write books that you want to read. And that's what it has been for me. Like I've heard writers say that, except that now that I find myself looking around for, hey, these are the kinds of books that I want to read, and I don't see them, or maybe have not been exposed to them. So I went out and I started writing. And I want to talk about a couple of things today. So bear with me. This is Basement Chronicles. It's kind of like a variety of things that we speak about when I do come on, because frankly, I think I'm half speaker and half writer. And anybody who's a writer knows that there are times that you just don't want to come out. You just want to stay in your cave and just do your thing there. And that's where I've been the last couple of weeks, getting this project completed and in a way that it can be edited. And that's exactly where we've gotten to. So it will be published. It's already available for pre-order on Kindle. So if you are a fan of ebooks, head over to Amazon wherever you are, and you can purchase Good Girl Gone Wife. And you can follow me as an author as well, because this is just the first in a series. Already have the second one in the works. Looking forward to what it's going to lead to. Okay, so that's it. Good Girl Gone Wife is going to be published on um the the 30th of November, and I'm really looking forward to it because I'm a speaker, I'm a writer, I'm a coach. So that's the writer part of me just coming out there. Okay, so how are you? And the topic, if you look at Instagram, you can't see it, but wherever else you're watching me, on Facebook, everywhere, or on YouTube or LinkedIn, the topic that I had planned is some relationships are transactional. And I'll probably go there for a little bit and then get into one of my favorite topics, which has led me to being able to have published again, which is having routines and how important it is to have things in place when you know who you are and you recognize that for you to accomplish anything, you've got to channel your potential. You've got to have a system in place to make that potential work. Okay. And so we're going to first talk about some relationships are transactional. What exactly do I mean by that? So I coach a lot of professional and executive women, pardon me. And one of the things that, I always recognize is that these women, especially in the professional field where you don't own your own business, some people are entrepreneurs and CEOs. Like I am the CEO of my own company, Optimum Success Strategies, right? And so I am privy to what happens at that level. I'm happy not to be in a corporation anymore. Yes, for sure. But here's the thing. Where women are concerned, there's this book that I was reading called How Women Rise. And they were speaking about the fact that many women feel that in order to just rise in, hey Leah, how are you? To rise in a company or to rise in business, you need to have personal relationships with people. And they pointed, the author in that book, How Women Rise, pointed to that difference between lots of male executives, professionals, and females. As in, men just simply, a lot for the most part, recognize that some relationships, I don't need to get personal with you, not personal, intimate, but just be friends. If you can do something for me and I can do something for you, why not? Yes, Leah, you're the CEO of your own company. That's awesome. If we recognize that we are of mutual benefit to each other in whatever forum, could be that you can get me links, you can get me networking leads, etc. I can introduce you to my network and increase your chances of doing business. If we recognize those synergies, it is totally okay not to have a personal relationship. But what you find is a lot of women um, feel bad about being that transactional. And the writer in the book was saying, and I see it in my coaching practice, and when women get to the level of being okay with transactional relationships, they move faster, higher, because it's just what it is. I don't need to call you. I don't need to go. I don't need to have anything beyond the transactional relationship, beyond us knowing why we are in relationship with each other. Once those boundaries and that knowledge is set, then you literally have a better platform and foundation for building the kind of relationship that takes you places. And you know, what I found even as a CEO of my company is that even though it stands out like, hey, yes, I'm sure you can introduce me to your people and I introduce you to my people, I honestly do believe that sometimes if you continue long enough in those kinds of partnerships, and if personalities are right and all of that, it can also lead to friendship, but it doesn't have to. And that is the point that the writer in How Women Rise was saying, that don't feel bad because somebody asks you to introduce them to other people in their company. Why are you feeling bad about that? What you should be thinking is, all right, if I scratch your back that way, then hi, JD, how are you? Then if I do that, perhaps what's in it for me? Literally, what's in it for me? There's nothing wrong in thinking what's in it for me. And a lot of women feel badly about being that kind of way because it seems like you're being graspy, it feels like you are being aggressive or unemotional. Yeah, but some relationships are transactional and we should explore within a company, not just approaching people to do business with them because we like them. And I know very early in my business, like I had to get over that. I don't need to like you for me to do business with you. No, I don't. Right? I don't. I simply, it's a transaction. I give a service, you pay me, or I pay you, you give a service. If it's good enough and it's not unpleasant, we don't need to go to the level of, oh my goodness, I'm gushing all over you and you're gushing all over me. No. Like, just think for a moment. If you had to think of all of those people perhaps in and out of your circle, that if you were able to channel and harness their own potential in your business and vice versa, might your business not be better for it or your career advance because of it? I'm telling you, like with a couple clients, when we really looked at those relationships and recognized that, hey, okay, this one's transactional, okay, we can have an exchange of something here that's going to work to each of our benefits, then you go ahead and you're okay with not feeling sleazy about it. It's not, as we say, hypocritical to just have a transactional relationship. I think perhaps, and maybe call me not cold or whatever, but of course we know that it can cross the line to just simply run roughshod over people or use people. I feel like that is different from having a mutually transactional relationship. That is different. So let's get away from, oh, I just simply need to like you and my spirit needs to meet with your spirit for us to do business together. I'm not saying that if people don't share your beliefs, you should, if you were like way on the other side, like we don't have a common basis for doing business. I'm simply talking about those normal transactions that sometimes we refrain from making happen because we don't feel like we have enough in common to do that. Okay, there's a comment here from Leah I want to put up on the screen. And Leah says, if you know what you have this relation, if you know that you have this relationship with the person or persons, there is no way you should feel bad. We need each other no matter what. Exactly. And when you look at it that way, in terms of we need each other, we need each other. So yeah, so you have something I want, I have something you want. Sometimes I don't like the coyness. Like I will always bring in like the whole spiritual bet. There's this part in the Bible, it's somewhere in Proverbs, that says, it's not good, says the buyer. And then he goes away and he boasts about it. In other words, you will always encounter people who try to downplay your potential and what you can do for them so that they seem to have the upper hand and they perhaps try to get a better deal from you, which is why you are supposed to know not just your worth, but how much value you provide in the world. I was listening to a masterclass not too long ago. And, I was always of the belief, like, okay, you're going to get paid what you think you are worth. But this person took it to a whole different level, which I absolutely subscribe to. And she said, you are going to get paid according to how much value you provide in the world. And that reminded me of another person who I follow, Bob Proctor. And he said, the level of your compensation is going to depend on three things. It is going to depend on the need for what you are offering, your expertise at offering it, which is the value, and the difficulty there is in replacing you. And that constitutes a value. How much do people need it? How good are you at providing it? And how are you providing it in such a way that your offering is unique and your offering is only you? Nobody can imitate it. They might take pieces, whatever, but the entire offering is a something that is uniquely you and that works for your clients, works for your people. Isn't that awesome to know that the pie is big enough? It is. It literally is. So, Leah, thank you for that comment. LinkedIn, let me just log into LinkedIn right there and see what's going on there. Okay, folks. So that was a little bit about being okay with those kinds of relationships. A lot of whether we move forward or not begins with the thoughts that we have up here. It's what you're thinking about a situation, whether you give yourself mentally the freedom to go after it, or you don't even realize until you hear conversations like this that, hey, wait a minute, constricting myself. I'm literally constricting myself because in my mind, this is wrong. In my mind, I'm being a hypocrite. In my mind, I can't reach out to you because of what you can do for me and I can potentially do for you, because that would be oily, sleazy. No, it isn't. It's the way of the world. Get with it and get your business going. Reach out to people. This thing about my blood don't take them, that's a Caribbean thing, right? I think every society has a version of my blood don't take them. What exactly does that mean? It prevents you from getting anything else. So let's go and let's make those kinds of business relationships and professional linkages that get us places. In fact, there's everything right with it. There's everything right with it. So you guys, just I'm not gonna stay on very long, but the other thing I wanted to talk about is, how I'm always big on routine. I was looking at a couple of my photos not too long ago and realizing this is 3 years of doing this. Like I'm in the middle two of Speak with Confidence cohort 7. I'm so proud and humbled at the same time to be the founder of a program that keeps on growing and keeps on providing value for participants, for the students. So you're gonna meet all of them when the program's done at the end of November. But we have a full house, and that is such great news, and you're getting a lot of value. And here's the thing that happens with any creator: when you have the time to think deeply about what you create and what you put out in the world, what you offer ends up being so much richer and so much more valuable. Why do I say that? Because if you find your thing, and when you do find it, The other thing that needs to happen for any creator out here, and creator, I mean writer, speaker, course creator, what else? What do you do? Any coach, any person who is using their beautiful brain to create value in the world, like I do, like so many writers do, like so many coaches do, like the speakers, the people who create value in the world that kind of way, which is different from people who perhaps are hands-on and practical, making things work in that kind of way. It's a different thing that requires you to be hands-on with material. But there are some of us who just simply need to be very quiet to be able to produce value in the world. And I just thank God for that ability to, well, during COVID, really, that was for me the upside. I dare say that? The upside of having to go through COVID and be at home was that ability to find the time to think. Find the time to not just think, and from the thinking to find time to write, to produce. And so, one of the concepts and the systems, I should say, that I've been pursuing the last while, like I was doing it all along, but finally recognized, hey, you have a system that could bless the world if people know about it and if they employ it for themselves. Okay. So here is what it is. And it's a three-part system. And I've spoken about it. Go read my posts and follow me, that kind of thing. Because it's a good thing. I give value. Whether you pay me or not, I'm here. Because you know what? Um, like trees just shed their flowers, right? Like if you have value and if that's what you do, you just do it no matter what. So I just do it. And it's a three-peat kind of thing for me, almost on a daily basis. Three things go together: faith, fitness, and fire. Faith, fitness, and fire. Parts of it are not my own. Okay. I know, like, if I follow this guy very closely, uh, I follow this guy very closely. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Okay. Am I still here? Instagram? Yeah, I still am. I follow what's his name? Jamal King. He's called the 95 millionaire. And he has those six pillars: faith, fitness. Yes, faith, fitness, finances, future, family, and I forgot what freedom is his, right? So he puts them all together and he does them on a daily basis. I'm very concerned with the morning. I'm very concerned with seizing the day from very early, maybe because I'm a woman who has so many things going on, like so many women. We have a lot going on, okay? And I've always found that if I'm able to capture the morning and to give it some kind of structure that is effective, that I'm better able to then, because I've taken care of myself and my needs, then take care of my family and everyone else. So this faith, fitness, and fine and hear me, faith, fitness, and fire is really meant for those people who want to get into a different position in life. Let's say you are studying, or you've been called to write a book, or you want to write a course, or you want to pursue something that is out of the ordinary. I have found that that formula literally works for people who, hey, Donna, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Donna. It literally works for people who have stuff going on. I don't have the day to do everything that I want to. So it means I need to make the most of the morning. Or if you're a night person, you do it in the evening time. But whatever it is, I found like doing it like Atomic Habits said, habit stacking, doing the three things, one after the other in sequence, has helped me to accomplish a lot more than if I just did them randomly. What about you? What is your system for accomplishing anything? Let's say, for example, you have a day job, but you are studying, or you're doing your ACCA, or you have something going on, doing a course. When do you get to do it? Do you just do it whenever you find the time, or do you literally take the time from the day and say, hey, this is mine? I don't care what's going on, but these few hours or minutes are devoted to pursuing this one thing. Having that system has helped me to do three things, or a couple of things. Okay, not everything is one, two, three. I'm just having fun. I hope you are too. Not everything is one, two, three, but it has helped me. Like having a daily relationship with God calms my mind, gives me confidence, gives me insight. Anybody says amen? Gives me insight, gives me confidence, because sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. So every single day, you need encouragement. Every single day, you need to hear somebody to say, hey, it's okay, you can do this, let's go. And how much better? Thank you, Leah. How much better when you start from the source itself, the source of the day, start from God. So it does that for me to start with God every day as much as possible. And then the other part of it that I love to link together is not that there's, I don't know, like, well, God is most important, but a close second is taking care of your body. Because all the hallelujah, and if you don't have a body to say hallelujah in, then what's the point? So you absolutely need to also have a system in place for regular exercise and regular just taking care of your physical body. That too is important. Do you agree? Right? You just absolutely need to do it. And so what I found is, because I privilege and like just I love, just communion with God, I kind of tied exercise to it. So I'm like, okay, if I spend that amount of time devotion wise, I also need to spend some time taking care of my physical body. So the two things go together. Now, that system is not new. It's the two things that I put together that might be new. But the system of habit stacking is found in this book. Please go read it if you haven't already. Atomic Habits. It's one of the books that changed my life during COVID. Atomic Habits. Go read it. It's by James Clear. You need to read that book. You know why? Especially since 2024 is around the corner. You will need systems in place to accomplish the goals that you no doubt are going to set. You're going to do this. You're going to lose 50 pounds. You're going to save 100K. Okay. You need a system in place, whatever it is. And Atomic Habits helps you to just make it easier by stacking and tacking on to the habits that you already have, the new ones that you want to build. So check it out. That's why I came up with this system. And then I realized, and just spending time with God, you get a revelation. I make no bones about it. This is my show anyway. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that's a system that has worked. And you tried, right? You tried and see whether it doesn't work for you. As a person who was trying to kind of pivot into a different career, do what I felt that I loved and was called to do, and what I did best, even while I kept on doing the regular, which was day job, which was still having family. I mean, you can't pause family and say, hey, don't grow. Just give me a couple years for me to get myself together. And I'll come back, and then I can unpause you, and you can move from 5, then you move to 6. But I have 2 years in between 5 and 6 for me to kind of get it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. You literally have to find a way to be strategic enough. And strategic means that I step out of the ordinary and the regular, and I do things a different way because I'm trying to get a different result. How does that look for you? When I realized that, I call that part of it my fire. Your fire is the one thing that if you continue to do it regularly, it will create a different reality for you. What is your fire? Might it be a business that you have to set up? Could it be your fire at this time? Could be the degree. And I keep on, I guess my examples are a little tired now. So you guys have to give me some new examples of things that are pending, but you have not found the time to do. But if you find the time to do them in 1 year's time, for example, your life is going to be so much better. That is your fire. And that is what, for me, I added it every single day, or mostly every single day, to my routine. So it's like faith, fitness, fire, faith, fitness, fire. They inform each other, they follow each other, they tangle with each other because they're super important, each of them. So for me, I'm like, the non-negotiables would be faith and fitness. Okay. And I'm like, of course, you don't tell people what to do, but here's what I've now come to realize. If I have a system that works, either people take it or they don't. Either you subscribe to the faith thing or you don't. Maybe you can replace it with whatever you believe in, sis. Go ahead, bro. Whatever. But for me, there's so much more. There's a richness of life in pursuing God, which is why it's first. Then I've got to take care of my body, to so that I have enough body to take care of my family. And then the fire part is the thing that, if I were to pursue it, would yield the greatest results. Every single person has something of the sort. Every single person has a fire that life is almost conspiring with you not to pursue, because everything is getting in the way. No, that's when you kind of have to stop. When you recognize so many things getting in the way of that thing, that should say to you, hey, that's where I'm supposed to be. So you step back and you're like, how do I make this happen? Because life is saying, just go with the same old, same old. I'm like, no, if I can do this in 1 year's time, my life is going to be different. So Samjo says, my fire now is completing my craft room, where my magic will turn to my gift. So, Samjo, how are you going to make this work? If that is your fire, might I suggest every single day you do a little bit on it. And it's not just you just do it randomly. Even in pursuing a goal, you need a system. What's the curriculum? What do I need to learn? By 6 months' time, or in 6 months' time, where would I need to be to have known that I've moved the needle and I have stoked that fire enough to make something of it? So you have to have a curriculum. These are the things I need to learn. So every single morning, I'm going to pray, I'm going to work out for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to pursue my fire for another 30 minutes. And you know what happens when you do that? When you do that, the minutes compound. It is like, if even you give 30 minutes a day to that fire, as well as everything else, 30 minutes for prayer, 30 minutes for fitness, 30 minutes for your fire. At the end of the week, how much better are you, because you've come, the minutes have compounded. You almost have, like, what is it? You have 2.5 hours each way, 2.5 hours on your fire. Then you got 30 minutes of exercise in every day, or perhaps every other day. And so, like for me, so you started, Sandro, every single night to make one card at a time. Growth is taking place. Look at that. Look at you pursuing your fire. Girl, that's awesome. Congratulations. Keep it up. So now what would happen is, and this is the last thing, and we're going to end. You'll realize that that's what exactly I came to speak about. Like, I kind of would just simply just accept myself. I am the life coach. I am the person who still deals with the interior of the person and helping you to figure out yourself. It just seeps through in everything. What I speak about the most, what I write about, what I do my poetry about. That's just who I am. So I hope you all appreciate that. I hope that comes through. Like, I just landed here. You know what I mean? So last thing is, you literally have to protect that faith, fitness, fire time. You know the number of times I've had to, like, just put calls off because it comes at the time when I am in my zone on the treadmill. I just have 1 more mile to go. I'm in my zone. Most times it's a Marshall Montano song playing. Okay. I'm in my zone. And a call comes. No, I know nobody's dying. No. Put it off. I'm going to complete that routine, get it out of the way, so that afterwards I have more time for myself, my friends, my family. That's it. You have to protect the time. If you don't protect it, everything is going to crowd in. everything that you have to later do, you're going to find that, hey, I better stop. And no, like I like to do mine very early in the morning, and my rationale is nobody should be up anyway. If you think I'm up, I'm not. No, for you, I'm not, because I have things to do. So I just don't take calls at that time. I don't go on social media before I've completed certain things, you know. Sandra says, much appreciated. Your drive drives me. Oh my goodness, that's awesome to hear, Sandra. Let's go, girl. Let's go. So try the Faith Fitness Fire. I'm literally thinking in the new year to kind of perhaps start. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking about it. I might not be ready this year, but it would be lovely to have a group that just simply focuses on seizing the morning in that kind of way. It has to be people who are focusing on doing something big out of the ordinary, but need to continue doing the ordinary because they just simply need to live. You can't burn down the shit and just change course. You've got man, child, house, all of the things that need to be maintained even while you change course or do something new. The Faith Fitness Fire keeps you grounded, it keeps your body working, and it keeps you moving towards your goal. So I hope that that is helpful, you guys. That's where I've been. And so last thing, very last thing is here's the result of it. Whereas I've known that I think my superpower is writing even more than speaking and coaching. It's definitely there, just because it's the thing that is geez, just leave that alone, but I think that's what it is. And so because I've begun to harness it and to put it in a system, and please take that, put yourself in this, okay? Put yourself in this, it can work for you too. What has happened is the pages and the words are compounding. So I've finished Good Girl Gone Wife. And if you just came in, please head over to Amazon and pre order my Kindle edition. The print will also be released on the 30th of November. So you can hold out for that as well. Okay. So the print copy will be released on the 30th of November, Good Girl Gone Wife. But here's the thing, that's not all I've been able to write in the last while. I've already completed and in the second revision of my next book, or my first non-fiction work, which will be coming out next year, early next year. I've already completed that. Why? How did I find the time? I've got a system in place. I've got one that works. And no matter how busy you are, okay, you can find the time to do the thing that is your fire, because it's your fire, because it will yield you the best results. You go after that first. Okay. So give me some feedback, send me a text, email me, Lisa at lisamdublin.com. Go to my website, lisamdublin.com. Or, just send me a little DM to tell me how this, what is your fire? What are you doing? Do you have a system to pursue it and to develop it, and to finally release it and reveal it to the world? So thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to be on Friday, just trying to figure things out. I'm still in cave mode. I'm writing and that kind of thing. So I will straddle the world. We'll figure it out. But thanks for joining me. Please share this live, like it wherever you're watching, leave a comment. I also appreciate that. And, get your friends to follow. Share this on your page. Let people know that there's value here. Okay. All right. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, Instagram, as well. Bye, everybody. Take care.